I believe that marketing for an independent restaurant, and really all restaurants, is a series. It's like 4 or 5 moves. It's not a lot. You just have to master 4 or 5 things.
Imagine a perfect world where you can build a restaurant, open the doors, and make loads of money. Unfortunately, those days are over. It takes great leadership, hard work, and long hours to operate a successful restaurant. Together, we can make it happen. This is Restauranttopia.
Welcome back to another episode of Restauranttopia. We're happy to be joined by Rev Ciancio. Rev, how you doing today?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
Yeah, we are too, man. So we're going to extend this conversation we've been having the last couple of weeks about marketing. You know, we've been talking a lot about how marketing is absolutely imperative to the restaurants. And we found a void in the independent realm, especially. It's who we service. You know, our sponsor, Hillcrest Food Service, solely services independent restaurants in Ohio. And we're always trying to lend a hand to these restaurants. And again, it's come to our realization that marketing is one of those voids. It's like this kind of giant Rubik's Cube that we really have a difficult time figuring out, right?
The pattern is there. You just follow it. And I'm glad you brought up Rubik's Cube. I saw this the other day on TikTok. Somebody basically explained there are 4 Rubik's Cubes moves, like do this, do this, do this, do this, do this over and over, and you'll solve the Rubik's Cube.
Really?
And I was like, oh my God, that is an analogy for restaurant marketing. Do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, and do it over and over, and like just follow the pattern and you'll get there. So I love that. I'll have to find that video and share it with you guys.
Rev, everyone wants the secret trick and what's the one thing you do in this? Like, I mean, I think that we mystify marketing, and one of the things I love about your content is that you clarify it and make it simple and digestible, because the guy who, Anthony, what's CIA, or me that doesn't know anything, like you simplify it and you can execute on it and really take those tools and grow your business.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I think the most important thing in restaurant marketing, especially at the independent level, is consistency, right? Like just keep doing it. You know, over time, you'll do it better, because it's like doing reps at the gym. Like, if I don't go to the gym, and I don't even know why I use gym analogies, but if I went to the gym today, I would suck, right? But if I went to the gym every day for 14 days, on the 14th day, I'd be better than the first day. And on the 140th day, I'd be way better than the 14th day. And marketing is the same thing. Just like pick the moves, do the moves, you'll improve over time. You know what I mean? I mean, really, it is that simple. Anyway, so you asked me about me.
Yeah.
And I went right into like, do this.
Oh, that's way okay, man. That's powerful stuff. But yeah, we want to hear a little bit about you, man.
I'm a failed restaurant operator. I'm a lot of other things. I'm a father, a husband, a number of other things, a fan of the Detroit Tigers. But I had to throw that in there because you guys are in Ohio, but I do love Cedar Point. Anyway, I got a lot of love for Ohio. It was in Ohio where I decided I needed to own a muscle car. I digress. Failed restaurant operator. I used to own a bar in New York City in the East Village. It was the most fun I've ever had owning a business that didn't make me any money. I spent the same amount of money that I would have getting an MBA, so I like to refer to it as my street MBA. But what I learned in owning a bar for 6 years in arguably one of the toughest markets out there, I mean, you know, there were 6 places on our block alone to buy a beer, right? Like, that's competition. When we sold that business at a loss, I started getting phone calls from other restaurant operators and other bar owners going to be like, oh, how did you get like such a high review on Yelp? And like, I can't believe you guys failed. You had 15,000 people on your email blast, and like your social media was banging. Like, how were you a failure? I was like, we're terrible operators. Like, that's it. But I learned something in that moment, is that I had a skill set for understanding how to market hospitality service businesses at the local level. And I dedicated my career from that point to do it. The short version of the story from there, I worked for a couple of tech companies doing that, sold software to restaurants that help with their marketing. I was the director of marketing for a ground beef manufacturer. So like, I've been around the restaurant business in a various number of roles for a while. At the beginning of the pandemic, right before the pandemic, 2020, February, I was the chief marketing officer for a company called Single Platform that was purchased by TripAdvisor. They help restaurants manage all the information that a consumer needs when they're searching on Google or Yelp or using voice services like Alexa to decide where to get their next meal. They help restaurants manage that. Anyway, I was the chief marketing officer. TripAdvisor, being a global travel organization, lost a lot of money because of COVID, because people weren't traveling. And my boss, the CEO, who's still a very good friend of mine, had to let go 60% of senior management like 2 weeks before we were officially in a pandemic. So they lost that much money. I came home that day like anybody else, was like, what am I going to do? Like, I got a wife, a kid, a mortgage, you know, healthcare needs, whatever. You know, I drink really nice coffee. You know, I got habits. And I was like, you know what? I'll go consult. Like, I'll call all my friends. I'll build some consulting gigs, and I'll wait this out. I think we all thought, like, if we washed our hands for 6 weeks, like the pandemic would go away and like people would be hiring again, yada yada. Anyway, long story short, that consulting business ended up replacing my corporate salary. And now that's what I do full time. I help restaurants to master their marketing so they never have to worry about revenue again.
I love that. So you get paid for your opinions.
I mean, it's a little bit.
No, my wife laughed because I have one job where I get paid to talk and one job where I get paid for my opinions, and it's the greatest thing ever because she doesn't care about either one of those things.
Yeah, but I mean, listen, I legitimately in my career I've worked with hundreds of restaurants, from independent operators to large multi-unit enterprise brands, to help them with their marketing. So like, I have a wealth of experience. I just found a way to like sharply fashion it.
Well, listen, man, that's a great background, obviously, and I love your self-deprecating humor. I think that's obviously the way to lighten the load, and I use a similar tactic, as you know, Brian does too. But the fact is, there's a lot of truth in that, and you understood where you were weak at and where you were strong at, and as opposed to trying to make your weakness a strength, you just went ahead and doubled down on your strength. And I love that strategy. We spend so much time trying to make our weaknesses strengths, and I think that's a fool's errand, right? Like, there's 7 billion people out there. Like, you can find a couple people to complement your weaknesses, right? Why don't you just double down on what you're exceptional at? And I think that's what you've done here, and it's obviously paid off for you. I love it.
So thank you for saying that. I might not sure I deserve it, but thank you. I like to tell people that my life motto is be awesome at 2 things and outsource everything else. Right? Go find the 2 things that you're really, really good at and pay somebody to do the other things.
Well, and why that hits home, man, is because the independent operator, as you know, and we talked about this before we came on, was how many hats do they wear? Like, how good can you possibly be at being the chef, the HR rep, the payroll department, and the chief marketing officer, and the host on a busy night? Like, how can you do all those things exceptionally well? You're a generalist at this point, right?
Yep. You're not a master of anything. I think the mindset shift that most independent operators should question whether they have or not is, am I a pizza maker or am I an entrepreneur? Right? And if I'm an entrepreneur, what would an entrepreneur do? What would be somebody who's trying to master their business? How would they make this decision? What would I do if I thought of myself in whatever this definition is versus that definition? There's a lot of independent operators that are working in their business, not working on their business. And there are days where you have to do both, right?
I think a lot of people, when it comes to marketing too, they look at it as they know how to do everything else. And then whenever they stick their toe in the water on marketing, it doesn't get instantaneous results. So it's not like pulling something out of the oven. It's like there's a lot of reps involved, and they all want fix it quick model or what have you. And it's just, marketing is something that takes time. It takes reps. But I love your point to consistency. And I haven't heard anyone say it quite like that, because it is so true. You have to be consistent. And there's no other area that is more important than marketing.
If you take 3 restaurants in any town, I don't care what they serve, I don't care what their service model is. If you take 3 restaurants in any town and every single one of those restaurants updates social media every day, the one that stops first will probably be the other 2 will probably outlast them. Just by the simple fact that they are communicating on a daily basis through a medium that people can digest and consume, will outlast it. And it just showing up is half the battle.
Competing against Tom Brady. Like, this is not where you have to be the best of the best. You just have to participate, be consistent, and be honest with yourself, and not like stick your head in the sand.
I live in a tiny little town, right? Just outside of New York City. It's 3 square miles, right? It's small. Mm-hmm. In my town, there are 5 pizza places. Now, that might sound like a lot to somebody who's not in New Jersey, but it's kind of standard. We are in New Jersey. But
I was going to say that if you didn't.
Yeah, it's not abnormal. But here's the thing. There are 5 pizza places in this town. 3 of them are literally next door to each other. Like, no joke. I can stand in front of Ferrazzoli's Italian Kitchen, which is our favorite. Okay, I mention them on almost every podcast or interview I am in. And across the street is another one, and right next door is Domino's. Okay, 3, literally, back to back. The most popular pizza place in this town is Ferrazzoli's. Why? 2 reasons. They communicate with their guests. They update social media, right? And they're heavily involved in the community. And I believe that being involved in your community is a form of marketing, right? That is branding. The high school football team, they all work at Ferrazzoli's. All the high schoolers that, like, their parents told them, hey, you got to get a job, they all work at Ferrazzoli's. And when you go to Ferrazzoli's, half the menu is named after things our local high school mascot. By the simple fact of doing even a modicum of marketing, they're the most popular pizza place in town. And the other places, I've eaten at all of them. I am Rev, by the way. I eat pizza. They're all fine. None of the pizza places are bad. This is Jersey. The quality's a little higher. But Ferrazzoli's, in a blind taste test may or may not win against the others. Please don't tell Matt I said that. But by the simple fact that they consistently have a marketing program, even though it's tiny, they win every time.
Yeah. That's kind of brilliant too. And now you have the parents of the high school kids coming in to buy the pizza too, right? So now you have some marketing by hiring the type of employee you're hiring. So I can see how this is all intertwined.
Oh, I sat Matt down one day. I was like, "Do you know how genius this is?" And he was just like, "I don't know, Rev. I'm just Matt." Like, very humble guy. It's an awesome pizza place. But the point is like he doesn't think of himself as a marketer, but he knows that those are important for his business, so he pays attention and nurtures them.
Yeah, I love that, man. So that kind of brings us into the first thing we want to talk to you about, and that was customer acquisition. So I think this whole kind of notion ties into customer acquisition, right? So what are your thoughts on it? What can a restaurant like Ferrazzoli's do to acquire more customers? If you have independents out there who are struggling to get people through the door, convert the bus to seats, what's the antidote?
So let's level set here. Acquisition is the actual hardest part of marketing. And that is also why a lot of operators don't do it, because it's ridiculously hard. And like you said, Brian, like there's not a lot of instant payoff. It's not like I posted, garlic knots to, I don't know why we're just stuck in the pizza lane here, but it's not like I posted garlic knots on my Instagram this morning and like my doors are busted down. Everybody wants a garlic knot. It doesn't really happen that way, unless you're Shake Shack, I guess. But the point is like, there's not a lot of payoff. And so it's really hard. I would tell anybody who's listening, like write this down. Okay. It's 2021. Okay. It's a digital universe. Okay. For those of us who are watching a live broadcast or watching it on YouTube, every single person is on their phone, right? Everybody. And so if you do not think about meeting your customer when they are on their phone, you've messed up marketing to begin with. So it is a digital universe. There are 4 main ways in which restaurants acquire new customers. Okay, this is the write this down moment. Right. These are in no order than which they pop into my head. Number 1, third-party delivery. Here we have Grubhub, DoorDash, Uber Eats, Delivery.com. It is absolutely an acquisition channel. I don't advocate for restaurants to be using third-party unless they set up a system of conversion. Meaning, I want somebody to order from DoorDash one time and then all the other times order directly from me. To go to my website, to use my online ordering from Toast or ChowNow or Bbot or whatever one you use. And if you don't have first-party ordering, it's your fault. And you're going to lose money, and I'm sorry. You made the wrong choice. Third-party is an awesome channel for acquisition if you have conversion tools. How do I get them to order from me instead? You could put a note in the bag with your URL. You could be doing all kinds of marketing. But the thing is like, okay, third party. Number 2, okay, local search. When people are hungry and they want hot wings or an acai bowl, or I don't know what people eat in Cleveland, they want a hot dog with Brown's mustard, right? They go to Google and they go to Yelp and TripAdvisor. I grew up in Michigan. We're neighbors. Yeah, that's and they search.
We'll get you a Polish boy next time you come into town.
Listen, I will rock a Glumpke from time to time. What people will Google, right? Best hot wings near me. Okay, that's a local search. 2 out of every 3 searches on Google for a local business is for a restaurant, right? Not so the golf shop and where do I get my tires changed and I want to get my nails did, right? Is 1 out of 3 local business searches. 2 of them are restaurants. Okay, here's another stat you need to know. 2 out of every 3 searches for a restaurant on Google is unbranded. What does that mean? That's some marketing lingo right there. Okay. It means that people are not searching for the name of your restaurant. They're searching for what they crave. So people don't search Ferrazzoli's pizza unless they know that's what they want. They search best pizza near me. And so if you aren't optimized to capture like best lunch near me, best hot wings near me, chicken fingers, kids menu, all those things, you're missing out on 66% of business that's online search. Okay. So you got to master online search. That's number 2. Number 3 is word of mouth. Okay. What does word of mouth look like in 2021? It's 2 things. It's reputation management. It is getting your guests to leave 5-star reviews on Yelp and Google and Facebook and TripAdvisor if that matters to where you're located. Because other people who are doing the search thing look at those reviews before they decide where to eat to make sure that they're going to have the experience they're going to have. Okay, that's word of mouth. The other version of word of mouth in 2021 is getting your customers who love you to share content about your business on their social media, right? And one of the ways that you reward that is then you share it to your social media. So somebody tags you on Instagram, you share it to your stories. Somebody shares you on Facebook, share it to your page. Somebody tweets at you. I don't know if people tweet in local restaurants, you retweet. Those are 3. What's the 4th one? This is the secret weapon. The other 3 are table stakes, and this is the one that every restaurant needs to think about immediately if they're not doing it. It is Facebook and Instagram advertising. It is the lowest cost, easiest, most scalable way to get your restaurant in front of people who live within a 3-mile radius around your restaurant who might like what you serve or your service model. I'll say it again. It is the fastest, cheapest, most scalable, easiest way to get your restaurant in front of people who live or work within a 3-mile radius around your restaurant. Last week, I have my own podcast that I do on live on LinkedIn and YouTube. I interviewed Julie Wade. She's the head of marketing for a brand called Tzatziki's Mediterranean Cafe. 92 locations based in Alabama. I asked her the question 92? You just asked me. Huh?
92?
92. Okay.
Yeah, I've actually studied them a little bit on Technomic.
Yeah, okay, I figure she knows a thing or two, right?
That's a lot of falafel.
Yeah, they got 92 locations. So I asked her, I said, Julie, what is the number one way in which Tzatziki's 92 locations acquires guests? I want to know. Yeah. You know what her answer was? What? Facebook and Instagram advertising. She's like, it is the number one channel through which we acquire other than third party delivery.
So I think everybody probably knows how to do that, right? You just pay the $5, $10, $20, whatever it takes you to the separate page. But what kind of content is it that they're posting that's really attractive? It can't just be, here's our daily special, right? Like, is there more to it?
Great question, Anthony. Great question.
Cool. Yeah, it is. But let's level set before that. So if you are an operator and you're in your Instagram feed, right, where you're posting your content and you see that little blue button that says boost this post, promote this post, that is not what I'm talking about. That is actually a little bit of a waste of money. I have done comparison, and I'm not the only person that's done this. I have boosted posts and then created the same content in Facebook Business Manager and ran it as an ad, right? So I had an actual ad and a promoted post. Exact same content, same photo, same image, same call to action, blah, blah, blah. And 100 out of 100 times, the ad was a third the price of the boosted post.
No kidding.
100 out of 100 times. Okay, and the reason is this. When you look at your content on Instagram and you think, I'm running a special this week, I need to promote it. You're thinking about what's important to you and you're taking a hunch, okay? You don't know that that's what your client or your customers like. You don't know that that's the reason that they want to come in there. Maybe it's your ice cream, right? Maybe your pizza's like okay, but your ice cream is phenomenal. How do you know that? You can get information like that by testing things through advertising, number one. Number two, okay, here's the other thing. The amount of targeting and the programmatic way in which boosted posts work, like in terms of a goal, right? If you're doing advertising, you gotta have a goal. Do I want impressions? Do I want clicks? Do I want conversions? Do I want local awareness? Like, what is it I want this ad to do? You only have 2 choices on Instagram, okay? You have something like 13 in Ads Manager. So it is a way better bet to use ads to get what you want than to boost a post. So like super important that I want to level set there.
This is great. I met with a customer this week and sent them literally last night. And I didn't know we were going to have quite this in-depth of a conversation. They wanted to do that same thing. They wanted to do some ads. I told them on Ads Manager and do a targeted campaign on Instagram and then TikTok. And I would love your opinion on it. I did 3 miles within the restaurant and then geofenced the 5 high schools around them and then geofenced the university and then 1 mile around the university.
Yeah, it's usually that simple. And look, I get it. Independent operators, we talked about this already. They have 100 things to do in a day. Mm-hmm. If you're a restaurant owner and you're like, listen, I want to start doing Facebook and Instagram. I want to do social ads, but I don't want to learn how to do it. I don't have the time to do it. I'm not going to do it the right way anyway. Go back to my life motto, be awesome at 2 things and outsource everything else. Yeah. There's a really incredible company called Targetable, okay, for $150 a month, okay, which is peanuts. They have a software and service that will do all of it for you. You log into Targetable. It's as easy to update as like reading your email. They'll build the ad. They'll target the ad. They'll find your audience. They'll use all of your data. They'll use the photos you've already created. And all you have to do is go, yes, publish. That's it. So not only do they do
$150.
It's ridiculous how cheap it is.
As an operator, you can't even take the time to learn Ads Manager for 100. Like that's ridiculous.
It's peanuts. I mean, you got to pay for your ads budget on top of that.
No,
right?
Correct. Yeah. But it's just to know the skill set.
But from my perspective, it's like, well, listen, I would outsource that. Here's the other thing. Because they're doing this for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of restaurants, they know best practices better than even if you had the volition. Even if you're like, I'm going to go be a master of Facebook and Instagram ads as a restaurant owner. God bless. You will not beat them. They have a team of people who do this all day long.
Yeah, they have more reps.
For brands that have 400 stores to brands that have one store. Like we've raced. I've never seen anybody get a lower CPC or impression rate than them. And so again, if I was an independent operator, I would just go get Targetable.
I'm super impressed. We're doing a post on bringing on a marketing manager in-house, for, you got a 5-unit chain or what have you, and where it makes sense and it's doable and it's not just the owner doing it. But no matter who you get, if you bring on a marketing manager, they're not going to have all the skill sets. And are they going to have this? This is so niche-y, and it's so important that people know how to do paid search. And I think people fail all the time. And your example with the promoting is, I love that. It is. I've seen that myself time and time again. Once you just hit that boost the post, it's like throwing money out the window.
It will get you in front of people. But if I said to you, hey, for $1 you can have a pound of bricks, or $1 you can have 10 pounds of bricks.
Yeah.
Would you rather spend your dollar on 10 pounds of bricks or 1 pound of bricks? That's maybe not the greatest example, but like, if I'm going to spend $1, give me the 10 pounds of bricks. By the way, I have no idea what I would do with 10 pounds of bricks. I'm like the least handy person on the planet. We have like Halloween inflatables in front of our house this morning. I couldn't get one of them to work. You know what I did? Waited for my wife to come home. Like, I don't know why I use bricks as an example. So
You're gonna say cut a hole in it, throw it away, tell your wife it's broke, right?
Sorry. Yeah, it's gone.
You uncovered something really important there. And there's a question mark in the process, at least from my standpoint, my experience. So you said to start the campaign with a goal, right? And I think where most operators, their goal is generate more business or acquire more customers for the sake of this conversation.
Sure.
But there's got to be step 2 in there. There's got to be a call to action in there to convert these eyeballs into people in your seats. And what do you say that is, or what's helpful in that realm?
I'll give you a really simple example, and I'll give you the strategy and tactic how to execute it. How's that?
Right.
This is another write this down moment. Okay. Let's say that you want to drive revenue. Okay, that's your top level goal. How are you going to do it? Okay, we're going to focus on online ordering. I'm using Toast or Chow Now or Bebot or whatever. I have first party ordering on my restaurant website.
Yeah.
Okay, so the channel I've chosen to drive revenue is online ordering. Now, what is the campaign I'm going to build around, or what is the tool, or what's the method of communication? Let's say it's Instagram. So I'm going to use Instagram to get people to order from directly from my website to generate revenue. We have a goal. We have a strategy. How do I execute it? Okay, so first of all, you have to have online ordering. Secondly, put the link in your bio on Instagram. Here's where we get granular. 1 out of every 3 posts that you put on Instagram needs to talk about online ordering. Okay, 1 out of every 3 posts that you put on Instagram needs to mention online ordering, and you have to include the call to action. Click the link in our bio. Visit the link in our bio. Go to the link in our bio to place your order now. You have to tell your guests what is the thing you want them to do. You have to give them instructions. I call it the handheld close. Tell me what to do and how to do it, and make it easy. Now, I said 1 out of every 3 posts needs to mention online ordering. This is super specific. So let's say 1 out of 3 posts. Now, 1 out of 3 posts that mentions online ordering needs to be a hard CTA. Do you guys know the difference between a hard and soft CTA?
Nope.
I'll explain it anyway. So a soft CTA, again, using Instagram as an example, I place a picture of hot wings on my Instagram. And I say, hey, check out our newest flavor of hot wings. We've launched Thai chili. By the way, we also have buffalo, 3 levels of spice, and blah, 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 blah. Okay, that post is about hot wings. At the end of that post, I go, click the link in our bio to order now. That is a soft call to action. It's a soft CTA. That post is not about ordering. It's about hot wings. 1 out of 3 posts about ordering needs to be a hard CTA. The post needs to be about online ordering. So you could post a picture of hot wings and say, hey, do you know that we have our own online ordering system? You can hit the link in our bio. And when you order from us, you save money because you're going to spend less money than you would from using the third-party delivery services. And we make more money as a restaurant to be able to serve you better. Click the link in our bio. That post is not about hot wings. It's about online ordering. So let's back up. 1 out of every 3 posts needs to mention online ordering, and 1 out of every 3 posts about online ordering needs to be a hard CTA. How's that?
Love it, man. Thank you. I think we fail that call to action a lot of times. What happens is, to your wing point, is we say it's Wednesday. Check out our daily specials. Come on in and see us. And then the
I mean,
buck
that's kind of a CTA, right?
It
But
is.
do I need but if I need a reservation, okay, if I need a reservation, hey, click the link in our bio to make a reservation. Should I call ahead? Go further.
Yeah. And let's say we're a sports bar and we don't do reservations and we don't do call aheads. What do you do there? Free beer or something like that?
Whatever. Let's say it's a sports bar and like we're super busy during whatever games, or we're primarily baseball or whatever. Like the game is on Saturday at 11 o'clock. We suggest getting here by 10:30 to have your choice of seats and blah blah blah. Here's our special for the day. Like I've told you exactly what to do.
You're setting expectations. You're managing that customer journey. Josh Copel said this great. People want to be told what to do.
Yeah.
They want to be told what to do. Just tell them what to do, and everyone's happy.
It's called the handheld close.
Yep.
Walk me through the process. You know who's amazing at this? Shake Shack. Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody that just heard me say this is like, no, duh, they're Shake Shack. But you can model what Shake Shack does for your independent operation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things they do, I'll have to find the post and share it with you guys. When they launched their app, they didn't just say, hey, we have an app, download it. They did a carousel post on Instagram, like 4 different images. It was a picture of somebody going to the app store. The next one was them hitting the download button. The next one was them entering their email address. It was the handheld close. It was like, here's actually how to download our app and get started. Like if you're doing online ordering, do that. Like show people what to do. Don't expect that they know what to do. Man, we are lazy people. Humans are lazy. I don't want to have to think. Think for me. Tell me what to do.
There's so much information out there, though. People need to have it digestible. You need a video. You need something. And one thing that I coached up an operator last week on was, you have catering. No one knows how to do your catering. Do a 30-second video with the chef on how do I order? I'm having a party for 20 people. I don't understand. 30 seconds on the chef. I get it. I know the configurations. This is what he recommends. Boom. Take the pain out of it. Spoon feed people.
Amen. God bless.
I love it.
This is intense. I've consumed a ton of your content, so I know you're good. But I think this is a real treat to our listeners, and we really appreciate this. This is awesome.
I'm happy to help.
A little secret behind Brian too, before we transition, is Brian's our acquisitions attorney and president of acquisitions. But little known secret about Brian is he's a complete tech nerd and absolutely adores marketing above all else. And he's becoming quite the expert at it. So to watch him beam while you're talking is it's all in for me.
We're all marketers, no matter what you do today. And Rev, you take it to the next level, from the Instagram accounts to your marketing company to the podcast. Just you are doing it at such a high level and so many different facets. Kudos, really, really impressed. And we really appreciate you having me on today.
Thank you. I'm grateful, and I will send you the check. Thank you.
That's all right.
Send us the check. Well, thank goodness. So I thought we were getting a bill.
I don't think us was the word. I think.
Again, I'm happy. Listen, I've been an independent operator. I failed at that. And, I know how hard it is to do these things. And that's why I was like, you know what? I'm on a mission. I love restaurants, and I love all restaurants. Like, I like Wendy's. Right. I also like Ferrazzoli's. Like, I just love the business of being in service to your community. I love food. Food is what brings people together. And I love the plight of an independent operator. And so for me, this is fun. It is fun to go out there and help restaurants to be successful.
Rev, where can people find you to consume more of your great content?
I really am social forward. Right. I have a website, but I don't tell you to go to it because there's nothing there for you. Follow me on social. I'm at Rev Ciancio on everything, on TikTok, on Instagram, on LinkedIn. So whatever, Twitter, Facebook, like whatever the one is that you prefer, it's just my name, REVCIANCIO. You're like, I can't remember that. Just go to, for the people that are like, I can't remember that, or I'm not going to write this down, or I'm not going to go to your website to find the link. I also run the world's largest French fry themed Instagram account. It's called Fun with Fries. You can remember that. Go to Fun with Fries on Instagram, and there's an at Rev Ciancio in the bio. You just click it. So
don't worry, we'll put all the links.
We'll put all the links. It's going to be our longest show notes ever because, one, the content's great, and then two, Rev has like 50 social media channels and it's so dialed in.
I'm making a hard switch to TikTok.
Nice.
It's the next thing. I'm telling you, I'm pushing everyone there, all my operators. The local independent can just dominate TikTok.
Do we have another minute? Can I share something about TikTok?
Yeah, no, drop it on us.
So I'm going to give you guys a story. I love stories. I have a restaurant I do consulting for in Fort Worth, Texas. Okay. He has 600 followers on Instagram. It's not a lot. And he has 10. Yes, 10. I didn't misquote 10. 10 followers on TikTok. Okay. We're posting the same content to both. He's getting 6 times the engagement on TikTok with 10 followers.
Yeah.
You tell me where he should post his next one. The answer is both. But like, which one do we care about? TikTok.
When we're talking about views, and we talk about this all the time, the walled gardens of all these social media platforms, but the pay to play system at Instagram and Facebook is next level. The organic at LinkedIn and TikTok is next level. So when I post something on one platform versus the other, I'm seeing 600 views on LinkedIn and 2 views, and one of those views is my mom on Facebook. So you tell me where are we getting the views? You can have amazing content, but going on these new platforms when they come out, I think is so very important.
Yeah, nowhere to apply the energy, right?
I love it. No. Awesome. Thank you, Rev. Can't wait to have you back. We're going to be part of a 3-part series, and I'm sure we're going to get a ton of fan mail. It's cool. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, brother.
This is a high quality pod. Thank you, everybody.
Take care.
Cut.
Adios.
Thank you for listening to Restaurantopia. The gratitude that we have for each and every one of you spending your precious time to listen to this podcast is immeasurable. Please make sure to tell a friend about this podcast. And also, if you have any feedback for us, visit us on restaurantopia.com and drop us a line. You can also subscribe on your favorite place to listen to podcasts. Thank you and have a great day.